Morning guys, hey, it's Old Man G here, back again with another video for Red Devil Studio. Basically, we're just going to talk about Ruben Dias's link to Manchester United, as well as the recent updates with Romelu Lukaku. So basically, we'll start with the man on our left, Ruben Dias. He's a centre back for Benfica. United were actually linked with him sometime in May, but they were sort of put off by his release clause because Benfica upped it to about 80 million or so. Um, Now, fast forward to now, reports in Portugal basically say that we're sort of in for him again. They sent scouts for him to see his preseason friendly against Anderlecht on Wednesday. So that's according to the Portuguese media. Um, Diaz is basically under contract with Benfica until about 2023. Um, his release clause is actually 60 million, but Benfica are hoping that clubs interested will pay 80 million or so. But his release clause is actually 60 million, so which I think is reasonable. Um, as typical as United is, they're obviously interested. I mean, we're linked with so many different centre backs. It's unreal. Uh, as many of you know, Victor Lindelof was from Benfica as well. And Ruben Dias has actually performed quite well for Benfica in the Portuguese league. He's 11 cap international as well. Helped Portugal to win the UEFA Nations League. So he is sound. I do think he will take a bit of time to actually adapt to the Premier League. But when you consider the options that United currently have available, in terms of centre backs. I mean, okay, yes, we talked about Milkanovic at Fiorentina, um, but in terms of relatively affordable and not extortionate centre backs, I mean, to be honest, well, okay, maybe Harry Maguire. Okay, yeah, Harry Maguire, you could say probably maybe is better than Ruben Dias slightly. Um, is it worth spending what Leicester want, which is 85 million, to get him? When we could potentially get Ruben Dias for 60, maybe 65 million pounds as an alternative. To be honest, at this point, I would just happy with just anyone that's at least better than Phil Jones or Chris Smalling, and it's not injury prone, because I'm getting a bit concerned that we are not substantial into anyone. Um, although there are still true points that we might cave to get Harry Maguire. Personally, I think he would be a good signing. I just think that 85 million is just too high. I just think it is for him. Unless he's gonna somehow become the next Van Dijk, and even then, so it just seems a bit too high for him in my opinion. So, but at this point, it looks like beggars can't be choosers. But you know, especially if that deal is as rumors stay reports is holding up our final pursuit Bruno Fernandes, who appears to be waiting for United to really do something. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that Ruben Diaz is a good prospect for Manchester United, or at this point would you just take basically any defender to Manchester United? Because I was struggling for substantial transfer news this morning, and this is like the best that I could find. It's really concerned to me how quiet we've become since pre-season, and I really 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 hope United can just somehow get their act together and actually sign someone fast. So yeah, Ruben Diaz, Benfica. If we're in for him, at least we have to fork out 60 million. What do you guys think? Next, we'll talk about the man on the right, Romelu Lukaku. So, basically, Lukaku has been heavily linked to go to Inter Milan to join Antonio Conte at Inter. He actually wanted to sign him when he was at Chelsea. Didn't get that. It was probably one of the reasons why he ended up quitting Chelsea in the end. Because he felt like he wasn't backed. But basically, Conte is now Inter Milan. Lukaku is basically Conte's sort of big first choice kind of signing, and wants him there. And there's been ongoing negotiations apparently between United and Inter Milan for Lukaku. Um, what seems to have happened in terms of recent events, as reported by the Telegraph, British newspaper, is that um, Inter Milan just can't afford Lukaku. I think they initially wanted to do a 2 year sort of loan deal with the expectation to buy at the end. I don't think United were happy with that. They wanted straight out cash. Um, Inter Milan are only happy to bid about 65 million or so. Um, United are happy with that. They want at least 75 million, probably even 80, I would say, because they want to make some money back on their forward. Inter Milan don't have those funds, and even beforehand, when I think United were offered Icardi, which is the really bizarre thing, United weren't interested, really, So it just looks like Lukaku is going to be staying at United. It's really simple as that, So the people, there's no the only club that seems to be interested in signing Lukaku is Inter Milan, and Inter Milan just can't afford him. They can't. That's the big thing. I don't know how I feel about that. To be honest, I would have taken Icardi plus a bit of cash. Maybe if you want Icardi plus, I don't know, 5 or 10 million. I just, especially because Inter wants to get rid of Icardi, I think that's reasonable, and I don't know whether that's an option. I certainly wouldn't have taken any less than 70 million, I think, for Lukaku. I get why United, especially having just recently signed him, don't want to sort of take a substantial hit on him. Although, frankly, we did that with Angel Di Maria and a few other players under the Van Gaal reign. And I know that's not how you should do business, but at the same time, again, it's like, we've had 3 managers. Okay, I'll bet 2 of them in Van Gaal and Mourinho who experienced were backed heavily. Moyes wasn't backed. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't backed, and they struggled. So but at the same time, Moyes got us to a Champions League quarter final, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got to a Champions quarter final. Mourinho and Van Gaal didn't. Okay, yes, Mourinho won a Europa League and Van Gaal won an FA Cup, and the other 2 didn't come with trophies. But the point I'm trying to make is that they were back substantially. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer basically so far has only spent, and in an inflated transfer market, £70 million, most of which going to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who, as much as I love him and is a really good signing, we paid the British tax essentially for him. So yeah, it's difficult. We can't seem to be offloading players that want to leave. We can't seem to be offload the players that fans want to leave. I.e. your Joneses, your Alexis Sanchez's. Even obviously Lukaku to a certain extent. We can't seem to do that. And so we're essentially Arojo add that, and so essentially we're stuck with a certain amount of players who don't want to be at the club, who are on high wages, and we don't seem to be able to have the ability to bring new players in. So that's it, guys. Thanks again for listening to Red Devil Studio. What do you guys think? Please like, share, and subscribe this video. Do you think United will make any new signings? So it's increasingly like we won't. So yes, once again, hit that like button, guys. Follow us on Facebook at We Are United X. Same thing with Twitter. And then we've also now got a new Twitch and Instagram account, which is Red Devil Studio. All one word, just one D. That's Red Devil Studio on Instagram and Twitch. Follow us on Twitter as well, guys. Have a nice day, and cheers.